Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I will tell you how to avoid stop loss hunting. For those who don't know what is stop loss hunting, can first go and check out that video. I have added the link over here and then you can start with this video. Okay, so those who have watched the previous video, let's start and see how can we avoid stop loss hunting. So there are a lot of ways, or what I call it, beliefs by which the traders trade, like support and resistance, trend lines, and there are a lot of them. So in this video we will discuss about the three most common types or beliefs by which the traders trade, that is support and resistance, trend line, and one of the pattern. So let's go to the chart.
Okay, let's start with support and resistance. The first big mistake which most of the traders make is they consider support and resistance as a line. So while trading it, what they do is they identify support and resistance as a line. So what they do is they identify support and resistance with a line, something like this. They consider the most touch points like this, and then they enter a trade somewhere near here at this line. So what they do is they enter a short trade at this point at the line, and they keep the stop loss just few pips above the line, like somewhere near here, and then they get stopped out by the price. So to avoid this, all you have to do is consider support and resistance as a zone. So instead of drawing a line, just draw a zone. If you use a zone, your support or resistance, in this case your resistance will look something like this. So you will enter a trade anywhere in this zone and then keep the stop loss of your trade few pips above the zone, like 10 to 20 or 20 to 30 pips above the zone, depending upon which chart you are using and also the time frame. So if you do this, you will not get stopped by the price. And if somehow the price gets above this level and take your stop loss even then this resistance will no longer be valid. That is, your support will be invalidated. The second thing is you need to get rid of the noise. Like in this example, this may seem like a nice resistance area to you, and you may decide to go short from this point, and you will keep your stop loss few pips above this. So even if we consider this to be a zone, you will keep your stop loss few pips above this. But if you look at the price, it went up and then it took your stop loss and then it started to move down. So it may look like a stop loss hunt to you, but the fact is your stop loss in this case should have been above this level, because this is the real resistance area. And even if you somehow enter a trade here, your stop loss will not be at this random place. It should be above a nice valuable area. In this case, it is above this line. So if you enter a trade here, your stop loss will be above this zone only. So you have to get rid of these noises, because if you consider these noises as support and resistance, you will find a lot of support and resistance, and those won't work for you. Now in case of a trend line, if you are a breakout trader and you only trade breakouts, let's say you enter a trade after a breakout of this trend line. So you will enter a sell trade at this point when the trend line is broken, and then you will short from this area. Let's say you enter a trade after a breakout of this trend line somewhere near here. So you enter a trade here, and then you have to look for an area where the trend line will totally be invalidated. So in this case, you will put the stop loss above this area, because there are chances that the price can retest that area again and then go down. So you will have to keep your stop loss few pips above this area somewhere near here, because if the price goes above this area, then it clearly tells you that the trend line is no longer validated. So you have to make sure that if you are a breakout trader, your stop loss should be above a valid zone, or at a point where your trend line is no longer valid. Now let's talk about the pattern. In case of pattern, like in this example, I have a rising wedge in front of you. So even in this case, if you are a breakout trader and you enter at the breakout, so in this case, if you would have entered a trade at this point, you would have entered a short trade over here. So if you would have kept the stop loss at this level, you would have been stopped out. Even if you have kept the stop loss above this level, then you would have been stopped out. So what you have to do is, again, you have to think of a point from where the setup will no longer be validated. In this case, your stop loss should be above the upper line. So it will be around here. So in this case, if you would have put your stop loss at this point, you would have still be in the trade, and then you can see finally the price started to move down. And so this is how you avoid the stop loss hunting.
So I hope you understood everything, and if you have any doubt, just ask me in the comment section below. I will be glad to help you out and will try to answer every question personally. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, subscribe to this channel as I will be posting a lot of advanced videos very soon. And don't forget to click the notification bell. Thank you.